Big gate, so this is probably the actual entrance now.
Okay, then, so here we go, we're at the start of it now.
Well done.
Who's going to spot the first wild animal then? Well, they must be on their way out over there, look. But no four-legged creature about at all.
Waiting. I didn't see a single thing. People wait for the traffic, I suppose. The top expert somewhere. What's this? I don't see a single one.
Well, I'm going to show you if that's the case. Well, we're currently trying to get over a metal grill. And we got so far, and the wheels just spun underneath us. And trying to back onto some solid tarmac and trying again. But, yeah, I think he's getting through now. He's there. Well, there's some pictures of animals on posters.
Yeah. You see pictures.
Goodness me.
What it is, years ago it wasn't so much as it's all spread out, so you could see them. It was just like a big field or something where they were.
That's never it, surely. There's all cars parked over here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pull up behind this Princess coach and you can have a 20-minute walk around. You've got a giraffe up in the corner there if you want to go and see.
Hey. Gosh.
There should be toilets here as well.
That was never it, surely. That's pathetic if it is. Never saw a single animal. But there's lots of other...
Yeah, there's a giraffe, there's like,
Oh, you should have been out there with your camera. There's lots of other roadways further on around.
Well, we'll see if we get the snow tomorrow. That's maybe got through to see the lions.
Okay, so if we come back, meet us at 12 o'clock. Okay, 12 o'clock if you want to go and have a little wander.
Yeah. I wonder what we could see here.
Things, I think that might be good.
Oh, got a few giraffes here anyway. Must be about 15, I'd say, at least. But I'm encouraged to go to the gate by the hay there. Huh?
I'm not in charge, so.
There's an independent spirit there. Where's he going? Can like follow? No.
Wilson. Friday night, you would really like it.
And back we go to the coach. Some zebra over there. We're not very close to them.
Fully Pacific James.
Yeah, I always recognised when she went over to the African village, and unfortunately, the time she found me, it was time for the coach to leave, so didn't get out to see him. He was one of the
Rangers, like with the uniform on, the Longleat on.
Oh, right. Fancy that. All these wild animals, and I stood out from the crowd. Yeah, we're pulling out now. I reckon where that ranger was stood is not on the roadway, so I'll ask him what to... I don't know. Well, if you reckon. So I asked we won't have a chance to meet up with him.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
All we had time was for a quick walk in there to the toilets and back.
I've got a CD here to play on the way round, so we'll see how it goes, whether it keeps up with the traffic or not.
No chance of seeing any other animals apart from the zebra.
It's like friend of two.
Hello, I'm Darren Beasley from Longleat Safari and Adventure Park, and it's my job to look after the animals here. You're about to embark on a journey that will get you closer than ever before to some of the world's most iconic animals.
So the story really starts here.
To graceful flamingos and nimble-footed cheetah lizards. They, along with our infamous big cats, will give you a drive you won't forget in a hurry. In a moment, I'll be handing over to Kate Humble, star of the BBC's Animal Park, who will be your safari park guide. But for now, here are a few tips to keep you moving and safe. First up, the CD itself. Every time you hear this tune, it means you've come to the end of that track. Simply switch off until you get to the next enclosure. Now, it might look it, but you're not actually in the African savannah, so please stay on the road. No off-road driving here. You'll be driving amongst wild animals, and at the entrance to all of the enclosures, there are signs telling you whether or not you should keep your windows closed. In general, keep them closed. If you need assistance, sound your horn and one of our rangers will come and look after you. But for your own safety, under no circumstances, get out of the car. There's just one exception, and that's the African village, which you should be approaching soon. So park up where directed.
Already passed it. That's over there.
Your safari really does start here.
Didn't have time to explore that properly.
And just like any explorer setting out on an epic journey, you can stock up on some all-important supplies in our coffee shop, along with any souvenirs to make your safari even more memorable. The African village is your last opportunity to answer the call of nature before setting off on your safari adventure.
There's the zebra again, I'll just a few
Stop
more.
now, and when you return to your car, start up again and drive under the footbridge into the African game enclosure.
They're all staying equidistant from any of the roadways.
Kate here. I'm your safari guide for the adventure that
Didn't say much.
Hello, it's Kate here. I'm your safari guide for the adventure that lies ahead of you. You've just driven into Longleat's version of the African savannah, and on the pastures around you is our herd of Grant zebras, complete with their characteristic black and white trim. It's almost as though you're looking at a horse wearing stripy pyjamas, and that's not far from the truth. Zebras are in the horse family and closely related to the animals living in our fields here in Britain. But it's that striking coloration that sets them apart, and in Africa, where lions hunt them, those stripes are their lifeline. The stripes act like a kind of camouflage, breaking up the zebra's outline in the long grass of the savannah, making it hard for lions to single one out. Those magical stripes also help deter flying insects that may want to bite them, which is really important in Africa, as many of them carry fatal blood-borne diseases. If you cast your gaze around the enclosure, you'll see that there are a few other really interesting animals in here as well. One of those is the wildebeest. They look like they should be a member of the camel family, but they're actually antelope. They engage in massive, great long migrations, covering an enormous distance, even enduring a treacherous river crossing while attempting to avoid the jaws of the mighty Nile crocodile. There's one animal in here that needs no introduction, the ostrich.
Anybody seen one?
Largest
There's a monkey on a car.
certainly run. These avian athletes can reach lightning speeds of 70 kilometers an hour with strides of an impressive 5 meters, more than a match for most predators who may fancy a feathery meal. They're very competitive, so don't be surprised if they come quite close to your car. And if they do, have a look at those feet. It's like something you'd see in Jurassic Park, and there's a good reason for that. These animals, in fact all birds, are the descendants of the dinosaurs. Impressive enough. But inside that beak is an ingenious filtering mechanism, very similar to that in the mouth of the great baleen whales. And it's those filters which strain the water for their prey. In this aviary, there are also sacred ibis and spoonbills. They're easy to tell apart, as the spoonbills have what look like spoons wedged on the end of their beaks.
Yeah, that's sugar, isn't it?
Scimitar horned oryx. They're the beautiful antelope with those really long curved horns. They were brought here in 1996 as part of a breeding program, as they're extremely rare in the wild. They live in North Africa and are one of the best adapted mammals for living in the desert. So good, in fact, that they can go without water for an incredible 9 months. Will be the red deer. Red deer are the largest native land animal in this country, and in the autumn, during the red deer rut, deep, bellowing sounds resonate across the countryside as males announce their dominance to one another. Depending on when you're visiting the park, the males can also sport a magnificent pair of branching antlers that can reach 1 metre in width. They're put to good use when bellowing alone isn't enough to secure their territory. Moving on, another notable collection of animals found in here are our Pear David's deer. They originate from China and were once extinct in the wild, but thanks to the joint efforts between Longleat and other collections around the UK, a reintroduction programme led to a group being released back into the wild in their native country. A real success story and a magnificent animal. They are generally passive animals and their eyesight is quite poor. Although they are strong enough to charge your car and even flip it over, don't worry, they won't consider your vehicle a threat.
These are the flamingos.
It's a treat to have them here, a real spectacle. But it's a spectacle that's becoming rarer and rarer. And the reason for that is those incredibly impressive horns. And inside this enclosure is our group of Siberian tigers.
Not here. These are the pelicans.
No trip here at Longleat would be complete without the heavyweight champions.
Not seen them at all.
Keep your doors and windows shut for the rest of your safari. If anything goes wrong with your car, please stay inside and sound your horn. A keeper will come to your aid. Press stop now and start up again when you're inside tiger territory.
Tiger, burning bright.
Oh, he's getting up.
He's getting up. He's standing up, walking away.
Lovely, matey. Oh, you devil. Just to see. Back on them.
That's what mine is. I'm wondering whether it's just...
Oh, that one's good. I'll go and turn right, turn left, turn
mental now, she's still. Oh, it is, it's going to go to the ground.
Probably sit in the middle of the road.
Here, but it's still here when you get round.
The cars in front of us, that's the trouble. They were taking photos, probably.
That car's had a brilliant view.
I thought someone got a good view there in that car.
Yeah.
Oh, we get some views.
Yeah, because if anything we were without buying one.
One tree. Oh, over there. Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, people on the left, there's another one just past the red car on the left, so you'll get a chance to see one.
It reflects on it.
Yeah, reflected. White cars on there.
If it goes.
He wonders what about the bit these cars come by in my way. Oh look, it's over there.
The other one,
In 1966, he opened the first safari park outside of Africa, right here. For the first time, visitors were able to see lions roaming free in the English countryside, which, if you think about it, at the time, was inspired eccentricity. But you can see that it really has worked, as we now have running free in this enclosure a pretty substantial pride of lions. Now, lions are very unusual amongst the larger cats in that they do stick together in groups. But it's the lionesses that do all the work. Now, one of the great things about both our prides of lions is that at any time of year, there are quite a few young animals. And if you thought our rhesus monkeys could be playful, young lions can be equally boisterous. Don't worry though, they're not in the habit of jumping on your car. They're quite content jumping all over each other. They'll chuck each other around, they get really stuck in with their teeth, and quite often you'll see them clambering over the adult animals, biting their ears, biting their necks, biting their tails, until eventually the adults just get sick of it and turn round and swipe one of those huge paws at them. In very young lion cubs, you'll often see a faint dappling, almost a spotting, to their fur. The reason for that is that when the adult lions go off and hunt, they leave the youngsters, perhaps in a wooded copse or somewhere where they're very well hidden. That dappled coat merges so perfectly with the light coming down through the trees, it creates the perfect camouflage. It helps them stay hidden from other lions or from scavengers like hyenas, who would...
Thank you, Kate. Now your day here at Longleat is only just beginning. There is lots more to do, so just make your way back towards Longleat House, park your car and head to the main square for all your options. You've done our land safari, so why not go on a water safari too? Take a jungle cruise with our Californian sea lions, swimming along in tow, and track down our band of western lowland gorillas. If you're lucky, you may even see a hippo along the way. Be sure to visit Penguin Island, where you can get up close to Humboldt penguins as they swim beneath your feet.
things you don't need to look at ready for.
Well, I'm on the list, really.